Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And now it's the most important. It's the most important time of the evening. Is to relate your feedback from the Muraqabah and also the Maghrib Salah. Here is I'll give the option for those people that want to volunteer first before I come and give you the mic, inshallah. So put your hands up if you want to sort of relay your message, and it's not even if, it's just put your hands up, please. Jazakallah.
So by not putting the hands up, it means that they don't want to relay.
Yeah.
In other words, I remember when we used to be in mosque and we had to recite our sabak to the ustaz for Quran, and the ustaz who would like to read first. Nobody will come. Nobody will say. Okay, so then ustaz will get the stick out and say, now who would like to read first? Okay, I'm coming straight away. They come. And then, alhamdulillah, they were so fluent at that time. So it's like, mashallah, brothers, there's time to be shy and there's time not to be shy. I know you want to give. Then we go on the category of husna. Then I want my brother to relay good. Mashallah, he's going to be, but I want him. You should think good khair as well. But we also have time is a constraint, and also people that get upset that why is nobody listening to my experience? Why no I get a chance? So now is the time to actually relay. And even if you didn't have a good experience, you're saying those issues, then this is also important as well to find out what could be the reason. I haven't got the stick out here, by the way, so.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It's Nan from Bolton. As soon as I transferred, we went with Hassab to the Mazar in Fez, and then we done Salam with Sayyidina Dabbagh, and Hassab pushed the door open, and then from there they gave their blessed staff to Sayyidina Dabbagh, and they went up a mountain, and Sayyidina Dabbagh was in front, Hassab was in front of me, and I was behind. And then all I seen him doing at the top was consistently helping people coming with problems, people coming with different scenarios about family, work. And then when someone would approach him, for example, they said, though, if a person comes with financial problems, it's okay, this is okay, different problems, but the worst, the one that we feel complete sadness for is the one whose purpose in life is all wrong. Their sincerity was shown because they blame themselves for this, and they worry for the person whose purpose of life is all wrong, and this is what hurt them the most. But from what I've seen is just them consistently helping people from there.
Can you just repeat? No, it wasn't so quick. Who was helping the people? Yourself or Sayyidina Abdulaziz Dabbagh? Who was it?
So I was just spectating, and I seen Sayyidina Abdulaziz Dabbagh next to Hassab, and people coming for mashwara for many different things, problems and this, and they were just giving advice.
MashaAllah, that is, Allah bless you for relaying the experience. And that is what people are doing. They are going to Awliya and Salihin for different advice. Some people are going for worldly problems, some people are going for dunyavi hajat and needs, and so on and so on. But the saddest and the greatest thing the Mashayikh say is that when people do not know the purpose in life, that is the ultimate thing. Because we're coming for a problem, we are worried about my £10 note coming here, my £50 has been stopped here, my house is breaking here, my thingy is here. But the reality is that when the person is talking along those lines, he or she is not understanding is that the real purpose is, have we achieved that? But we are probably, forget about losing £10 or £100, we're losing our whole akhirah, and we're not even aware of it. And that is why what you said is that, what you've been relayed that is true, is that the real concern and real worry is those people who don't even know the purpose, are so trapped they don't know the purpose, but they are. And then there are those who don't know but they want to know and sincere, and those are the people that you should be helping. So the ishara is given to you is that indication is that of doing dawah, because you should now look at all those people come with those problems. You should alleviate them from these sort of problems. At least the minimum thing that we can do is at least teach others and inform others what their purpose in life is, and be a source of happiness and joy in the eyes of the mashayikh, that at least this my student has helped this person understand the purpose of his life. And what you've done is that you've not given them £10, a temporary solution, like a £10 or £100 or £1,000. You've given them the akhirah. Because once you know what your purpose in life is and show them how to achieve it, you've given them the road towards success, for eternal success. So this is why Mashayikh become so happy and elated, like our honorable teacher, when they heard about some brothers that went to dawah trip to different countries, different places. Whenever they hear this, there's a joy, a smile on their face, happiness. And this is one of the things that you see our beloved teacher Ahmad Dabbagh, is that they will never relent, they'll never stop. One of the things that they love the most out of anything is serving the deen, giving dawah and doing dawah tabligh, and convey the message wherever they are. They enjoy this the most, because this is the mission of the Prophet ﷺ. And they see that this responsibility is on our shoulders. If we can spend every single ounce of energy and breath in doing that, we are putting a smile on the face of the Prophet ﷺ. So just as you've seen it, they're putting a smile and making them happy when somebody sincere wants to know what their path. Yeah, people come for us, I have marital problem, or I have this problem, that problem. Yes, we can also, if these people came to our brothers, they can, for example, here marital problem, you can go to Wiselife and do a course on marriage problem. Or you got healing, you got issue with jinnas, magic problems, here you go for healing. We can alleviate those people, so that if we can actually filter those sort of issues so they don't get disturbed, then the real sincere core people who want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who want to achieve the pleasure of Allah, who want to know what their real success lies and what their purpose in life should be, it is those people who will actually travel and actually traverse and help achieve that and help others as well. And even not to say that these people, through these different musibahs and different problems, they don't come. Never look down on them as well. Is that maybe what we should be doing is that whenever somebody comes for those advice, for example, they have marital problem, or they have issues at home, or they have issues with siblings, or they have business problem, they have financial problem, illnesses, whatever it is, this is what we should be doing, using tact and showing them that this is just a temporary thing. The real thing is, like, this is the message given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, knocking at your door saying, oh my servant, come back. See it as a message how you can come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So give them the healing, but really use the healing as a means to bring them back to the purpose in life. Give them the solution to marriage, but really is using that as a means to actually bring them back to the purpose of life, how to achieve that. Give them the solution to the financial problems, financial advice, and then really use that as a means to actually give them back to the purpose of life. This is just a temporary thing, temporary problem. But losing purpose and akhirah is an eternal problem, forever. There's no comparison. So if we can give them this akhirah in place of the temporal problem, that is the greatest thing we can ever do. MashaAllah. So it's an ishara given to you that will go and help convey and reduce the burden of the mashayikh, and also take it on yourself to actually convey the message and the purpose of life to others. MashaAllah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So, Adil from Nelson.
Sorry, who was?
Adil from Nelson.
Adil.
Upon transferring, I found the teacher, he was sad, I couldn't, and I gave them my salam. And then the scene changed, and we were in my living room. And then after this, the scene changed again, and we were outside the Holy Kaaba. And I asked if I could ask a question, and they said yes. And I said recently, asked a question in regards to time. That some days the time will just go, and it'll just be wasted, and what I could do to prevent this. And they said should give preference to Allah and our duties as a Muslim. And they also said to try praying namaz al-Jamaat to give your day some structure. And after this, asked them to make dua for myself as I had some struggles. And they told me I should have more reliance in Allah and stop trying to do everything yourself, solve all these problems that you have. And that's it.
So time is like a sword cut before it cuts you. That is what Imam Shafi'i actually said, is that if you don't utilize time the right way, it will actually eat you up. That's what it will do. So what is being said to yourself is have structure in your daily life. Organize yourself whether you're working or studying. I think, unfortunately, we say this again and again. We are living like people like cattle and sheep. We're going here, there, and everywhere. When we feel like we eat, when we feel like we drink, when we feel like we sleep, when we feel like we study, when we feel like it, we will work. When we feel like it, we will enjoy. When we feel like that is not structure. Structure is that, yes, like they're saying, is that one thing is that prioritize one. In other words, they're giving you first thing. What did they say? Prioritize. So in other words, is that in your daily tasks there should be priority. What are the priorities that you need to complete? Once you get structured, is that what is it? So then how do you actually prioritize? Is that first of all, preference to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What are His commands? So in other words, the easiest way to then to prioritize that in your full 24 hours is revolving your life around the prayer time. Is that the Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, prioritizing your activities and everything else around those times, especially if you're a student and you've got holidays now, you've got so much time now. And this is the biggest problem that students will have, is that normally they're so busy, all of a sudden they're free. And it's like they don't know what to do. Normally they have, this is what we mean by the fact that if you don't have a structure, is that exactly like Imam Ghazali said, rahimahullah, they said is that if you don't have a structure in your daily life, you'll wander like cattle do and sheep and all these things will do, just grazing, and you don't know what to do. So here you go, one place you'll do this, wake up late, have breakfast, what shall I do now? Oh, I think I'll just go and actually play some 5. Okay, now what shall I do? I'm bored now. Oh, I think I'll call my friend. Now what? Oh, it's 5 o'clock, it's getting dark. Maybe I can get in a quick game of football. Well, let's see if I can call my friends. Oh, right, okay, now what do I do? Oh, I haven't ate today. Let me go and eat a kebab. And that is how we're doing. Whereas if a person has structure that they know what they want to do, they have to do, okay, I've got Fajr, okay, after that I'll wake up, I'll read some Quran, or whatever, I'll learn, I'll do some sabak, I'll actually go through some memorization. Okay, then what do I got the whole day? Okay, after Zohar, then what I'll do, I'll maybe go and visit my relatives, give myself, see them, attend to some relatives and see them. After that, okay, maybe I can give some time with my friends. After that is Asr. After that, come home, spend time with the family, and so on. So you see how that is happening. So there should be structure, and in that structure, what should be the very first thing should be priority given to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then try to actually give priority, and in that priority given to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is His hukuk and His command. So here the rights of friends, family, yourself, relatives are actually in there as well. It comes into there, as well as the 5 daily prayers. Then there's rights of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, giving preference to him, put that in there. The rights of the creation, put that in there. And that's how you get organized. So in other words, that's biggest problem students and youngsters have is about organization and being structured. They like to go here, there, and everywhere. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. Let's go for a kebab. Where are we going to go for a kebab? So full night they've been binging, and then 2 o'clock they feel eating. They go for eating the stuff themselves. They find somewhere, one of the worst takeaways ever, but because it's 2 o'clock, it doesn't matter. We'll just have some food. Yes, alhamdulillah, we got some food. No taste whatsoever, just eat. You're all crying because it's so bad, but you're just eating. Okay, alhamdulillah, I feel good. It's 3 o'clock, now what do we do? Fajr is at 5:30, okay. What do? Yeah, I don't know, let's just keep on talking so we can stay till Fajr. So they stay all the way till Fajr maybe, and then stay up. After Fajr, knockout. Next day, which is going to be 5 o'clock maybe. Full knockout. This is, if we live your life like this, you're wasting life. So we've got to really wake. How, even though you may be single, or if you're married, it's even worse. I don't know what your wife will be saying to you and what your partner will be saying, then it's even more dangerous. So one should have structure. That is the most important. And that's why in Islam there's structure. 5 daily prayers, there's chores to do, fulfilling the rights of creation, fulfilling the rights of yourself, everything there's structure. Salah there's structure, there's ruku, there's structure. Wudu there's structure. In everything, in deen there is structure. A strange thing is that in your dunya you're not getting structure. So in your life, start using these things which you have upon you to your advantage, not your disadvantage. So time should be at our advantage. Utilize that time in your way so you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. And secondly is that the problems that you're going through is that a mentor isn't there for tick sheet or what shall I do, the Zikr. And mentor, like they say, that it's not just for Christmas, or it's not just when you're, no, mentor is there for, inshallah, the problems that you're going through, open up with the mentor. Whatever problem you're going through, that is what you should have developed a relationship with your mentor, that you can open up and ask them for some whatever problem you're going through, because everything affects your journey. That's the biggest problem that our brothers and sisters have, is that they think a mentor is there just to, oh, I finished my sheet, now what do I do? I've come to update. Ji, alhamdulillah, the zikr is finished, this is finished, alhamdulillah, okay, take it. Baki cheese was the problem that they're having, the problem they're creating, or the problem they're having, or are they doing things right or not right? Should they do this or do not this? Is, oh no, that's fine. So we're judging level zikr we're doing, we're judging ourselves by wherever sheet, and that is not the case. You shouldn't be judging. These are just reflection. Reality of judgment is how you are with your family, how you are with your colleagues, how you are with your neighbors, how you are with your spouse, how you are with your children. That is the real judgment. That is the real thing you'll see. So open up. Ishara has been given is open, and then inshallah is hopefully your problems will be rest assured, and hopefully you'll get some solution from that instead of you suffering.
Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
After a long time, I've attended this Muraqabah Majlis, and I've been lazy home as well. So after the transfer with our teacher, we went to Faiz Sharif, Sayyidina Mazar of Sayyidina Abdullah Dabbagh rahmatullahi alayh. So we entered in the Mazar Sharif, giving salam to them. Then we sat down and did some amal there. And then after a few moments, Sayyidina Abdullah Dabbagh rahmatullahi alayh appeared. So we did give salam to them. They were sitting, and Hazrat Sahib asked all the brothers, anybody would like to ask any questions. So after a few moments, I asked question to Sayyidina Abdullah Dabbagh rahmatullahi alayh about the laziness, that I've not been doing my muraqabah. And so they mentioned that all these laziness happens because the person have stopped doing the zikr. The zikr is the one amal, one deed that connects the person with the teacher, with the Tareeqah, with Allah Ta'ala. And if the zikr goes, then all this connection goes as well. And that's why a person finds it hard to do amal. And even they're not benefiting from the majlis, because they're not doing personal zikr. So zikr is the thing that keep person in the presence of Allah, with love of the teacher, love for the amal, love for the tariq. When the zikr is not the love is disconnected from everything. So that's what they mentioned.
Allah SWT bless you, Mullah, for relating and relaying your experience. Bashuk, what this wonderful Mashayikh have said is true, and what more can we add is self-explanatory what just said. For myself and yourself to understand is a simple thing, is that If you have a car, it has no fuel, can the car go anywhere? It can't. Or nowadays, sorry, I have to change from fuel to if there's no charge in the car, can that go anywhere? You have to modernize it now. We're all carbon neutral, I have to be electric. So even if the electric car that has no charge, can it go anywhere? If there's no fuel, can it go anywhere? No, it can't. So dhikr, as Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh said, they're saying that, for example, laziness and all this, is that, in other words, for you to do amal is what? Movement. It's actually harakat, or movement, and doing something, and enabling you to do something. So for the car to move, for your body to move, to do amal, is that the fuel for that is dhikrullah. Is the dhikr Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the fuel, that is the medication, that is the tonic it needs to actually get going, and using the energy that is developed in that. That is where the car can go to different places. Now, what happens is that how much dhikr you do is how much you fill in the tank. Okay? So what's happening is that if you put a little bit of fuel in, it will only go a little bit of distance. So the more dhikr that you do, that's why Rasul says, keep the tongue much in dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is that one is the dhikr of the tongue. Actually, dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not of the tongue necessarily, it's just that. Dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's dhikr of the eyes, there is dhikr of the hands, there is dhikr of the feet, there is dhikr of the stomach, there is dhikr of the mind, there is dhikr of the heart, there is dhikr of the spirit, there is dhikr of the nafs. All the different dhikr that you can entail, so all of them, they need their own nourishment one way or another. So the more that you nourish them, the more that you do dhikr for these different elements, the different entities, that is what's going to make you go further and further as well, and enable you to actually do this. But yes, the catalyst is hope, the beginning, at least the initiation process, the start is ikhlas, and then if you start with the sincerity, and then get that tongue going, the ignition, the tongue, get that starting, all of those will then start following, inshallah. So yes, it's the fuel and the tonic that is needed to actually go. That is like the fuel. And it's also like the medication as well. So if people are not taking the medication, then, so one is the prescription, there's doctors give me prescription. Yes, I recommend you take 2 pills in the morning and evening, and every day for let's say 10 minutes. And if you don't take this pill, if you don't take the medication, how are you going to get better? So it's like basically that every day you have to actually take this medication to give you the pill. This gives you energy. Okay. Now what's happening is that there is a bacteria which is coming, virus which is coming. This medication is going to help the virus not take over you. It's going to help to actually warn them off in the morning. So then you feel a little bit energy. I can do something. Okay, alhamdulillah, I can do that. Taking the evening is fighting more of the bacteria away, more of the virus away. It's giving you that level of protection as well. So you have energy to actually do that. And that is what's happening, is that the darkness of sins and ghafla, sometimes it becomes overwhelming. Hence why we don't actually do what we're supposed to do, and then the effects of nafs and shaitan comes in, and unfortunately we start receding. So dhikr Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, pray is dhikr, Quran is dhikr, recitation of tilawat of Quran is dhikr, tasbihat is dhikr. So all these, they're different forms of dhikr. So don't just be neglectful and think dhikr is just that. No, all of these things are dhikr. But the medication, especially for the journey of for your spirit, for the islah, the specific dhikr that you've done, that is a medication, that is the fuel that you need that will help you to a certain level to make you go. Inshallah. So what blessed teaching that Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh has given for us to understand, mashallah. Jazakallah khair, jazak. I think the brothers are looking at me saying that it's enough, finish. They say, oh, stop, time out. And they're saying, okay, so inshallah, that's fine. Then inshallah, we'll call it a time out now, inshallah. Obviously, the times are getting a bit more closer, so maybe next week we start maybe around about 8. We'll see, inshallah. Maybe we'll discuss that with the brothers and see what they say. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. Now, our beloved teacher, they come from the trip, and they're back in the UK. Inshallah, they arrive safely, and hopefully now we need to utilize the time as much as possible. Utilize the time now, whilst they're here physically, utilize as much as we can. Now, what I mean by this is that use this like all those people that they go to see in Denmark, there's a boost to them. They use it as a booster tonic. They're completely boosting themselves and energy. When they go Pakistan, the brothers in Pakistan are using it, spending time and using it. Now they're here, we don't know how long, maybe, who knows, Allah knows best. What I mean is that maybe they go another trip, another Jamaat. So time is very scarce for us, for me and you. What we have to do is, for whatever period we have with them physically, is that properly, sincerely, is that come to the gatherings, sacrifice what you got in terms of your normal like laziness, your lethargy that you have. Just put that aside for maybe a month or so, whatever, or maybe a few weeks. Who knows? Allah knows best. We don't know. Maybe a few weeks we have, maybe a week we have, maybe 2 weeks we have, a month, whatever we have. Is that maybe they don't even stay in this area. Maybe they go London, maybe they go Birmingham, or maybe the other Wales or Scotland, whoever. Allah knows best. What I'm trying to say is that if they are local, utilize your energy and benefit for them as much as possible. So use this as like a fresh start, fresh tonic. Use it like a little spring in a step to actually then say, listen, that's it. Get rid of this haphazardness and laziness. Let me now start. If I was not doing, let me start doing and present myself, make myself presentable. As if, like many of our brothers and sisters, when they go for shadi and for a wedding, doesn't matter how they're feeling, when wedding time comes, that's it. Get the attire on, get the makeup, take up on, etc., etc., and wow, they're at the wedding, like our brothers also do as well. So get your attire on, get your best gear on, i.e., in your sunnah labas and clothing, and present yourself in front of the teacher, and be present and hadir, both physically and spiritually be hadir. I don't want to hear those people say, I was spiritually present, physically I was still doing this. I said, no, physically and spiritually be present, and try to actually benefit as much as you can from them. And really, you may say, but I am here and there, I'm not really. No, you really cannot understand and appreciate the blessing that's coming from the spirit and the blessing that's coming from the body, the zat. Double exposure, double blessing. You really cannot appreciate it. So even if you can sit there for that moment, be it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, see that as a great opportunity, blessing. And then, if they then utter some words, imagine it's like most precious what they're saying to me, and try to actually articulate that into your life. Because what they'll be saying is what you're missing. What they'll be saying is what you need. If you treat it when they speak as though it's for somebody else, you've missed. You should treat it as though that this is now between me and my teacher. Forget about who are 300 people who are here, forget all them. This is between me and my teacher, and whatever they're saying directly to me. Now it's for me to now ponder and reflect, digest what they're saying, and then think, am I doing what they're asking me to do? What are they asking me to do? What is it they're demanding from me? What is it they're asking me? Then am I doing that? Am I not doing that? Am I doing it correctly, not correctly? Where is the obstacles which will hinder me to do that? Then you try and actually actualize that, whatever they're saying to your life, sincerely. If you listen to all, even if you now go back, I can guarantee you, I can guarantee you, and if you want to, it's a challenge, I can challenge you all. Any bayan you open, any bayan you open of our beloved teacher, any bayan, I'm saying any of that, open it up, there'll be something there for you that you're going through. And it will be some sort which is actually giving you a cure or giving you highlighting where the thing is, and there'll be a solution there for you. Always and without a doubt. If you don't believe me, I'll ask you next week. Maybe I'll ask you privately. All of you here, I'm seeing your faces. Yeah. If you can do me a favor, is that on Friday, if I see you, inshallah, if I see you on Friday, if Allah wills, I will ask you individually. Just do me a favor, just open, even if you have to close your eyes and just say, if you got iPad, you can do like that and press that if you want. Or if you're going to scroll, and you'll find that there is something there for you. How you're going to find there's something there for you is when you treat it as though this bayan, this gathering, although I see many people here, they're all sitting here, no, this gathering is really between me and my teacher, and he knows what is going through my inner state and my heart. And when you then listen with that eye and that ear, and you see them with that eye, and you listen with that heart, it's a completely different bayan. So listen to it now. I've got my eyes all on you. I'm seeing you all. Yes, that's right. Yeah, look, he's trying to hide. I've seen you, Nazim. Don't worry. Yeah, okay, that's it. So I'm going to ask you all. He's trying to close his eyes because he's trying to pretend I'm not seeing it. No, Mustafa, but I've seen you. Ahmad, don't try to hide now. Okay, yes, he's Ahmad putting your hands over the face and not the eyes doesn't mean you can hide like that either. Okay, so I'm seeing you all now, isn't it? I'm going to ask you on Friday. So open up a bayan and let me know. Yeah, Vaki, it is right or not. I'm telling you that it is.
If you ask us on Friday who's going to cook the delicious food?
Who said it won't be after the food? Who said why will I have to ask you in the bayan, or why will I want to ask you whilst you're eating? What are you going to think might be after the food, inshallah? So most likely be after the food. So inshallah, I see you on Friday, if Allah wills and enables us to be alive. And also Zoom participants, you can also try as well and listen to it. How you listen to it isn't when you come to the bayan, like Ustaz Shafiq, rahimahullah, when he used to say, is that in the etiquette they used to mention is that whenever you come, don't think this bayan is for somebody else. The speaker is talking about somebody else. If he gives a and sometimes you think, it's not about me, it is about you. See it and see it and see it, and you'll find it is about you. There are problems there, there are weaknesses there. You're just in denial. There. If you see it in this in the way that I'm telling you, that you see as what they're speaking. Imagine, you know, they say, you know, the sprinter when they do 100 meters, Usain Bolt, on other days you say that. Anyway, they have this vision. They just, this is their goal. This is their end. So what you should do is have a tunnel vision between you and Hazrat, and that's it, and blank everybody else out. Now when they'll speak, it's as if now when they speak, when they're doing the bayan, they're directly telling me, and then deeply let that digest and think, is it this? Am I doing the? Yeah, they're asking, they're saying about me. It may be about Karbala, it may be about different mashayikh, it may be about Jupiter or Pluto, or it may be about this. Maybe they're even talking about, even let's say for example, they're talking about the purpose of life. It must mean that I still haven't actually fully attained, I'm not realizing. I'm messing up somewhere. So it's never the case. I've heard this before, I've heard. That's when you're losing. That's when you're lost in this year. When you should be hearing is hearing, okay, they're saying a reminder benefit of it, or they're reminding me, you know, they're telling me that I am going wrong somewhere. The aim was supposed to be purpose of life. That's the bayan, is about the purpose of life. I am going wrong somewhere.